Michael, you were mentioning something before, something about shaking the dirt, right? Can
Yes,
you
yes.
explain me that?
Yeah, yeah. Let me explain that to you. What I mean by shaking the dirt, Esteban, is the fact that we all accumulate dirt in our lives as we grow up. Now, what I mean by dirt is the different things and the different challenges we may have as we develop as people are things that happen, and as they happen to us, we have to and when I'm talking about shaking the dirt, as you accumulate the dirt, you have to find ways of shaking your dirt, because if you don't find ways to shake your dirt, then your dirt will overwhelm you, and in reality it will bury you, just like real physical dirt would. So what I mean by that is, like, for me, I grew up in a household where there was alcoholism, a lot of dysfunction. Like, I wasn't really taught proper ways to make decisions, um, poverty, very little money, friends that went off to jail and got into drugs. And so these were the things that I saw growing up and were part of my life. And what I decided to do on a personal level is I decided that I wasn't going to allow any of those things to determine the adult that I became when I got older. So what I did is I shook the dirt. I shook that dirt, and I didn't allow that dirt to bury me, and it allowed me to become a specific type of an adult man. But there are kids that grew up with me that didn't shake their dirt, Esteban, and their lives are much different than mine. So what I'm talking about is, as we go through things in life, we have to learn to process and get proper perspective on them, because if we don't, they will become the catalyst to our defeat.
How could you advise the people to do this process of shaking the dirt?
People have to be conscious of not being living in denial. See, when you overcome something and it's really deep and it's powerful and it's wounded you, what we have a tendency to do is, again, we try to bury it and pretend like it didn't happen, but not realizing that it's continually to affect the way you deal with things. So not living in denial and being honest with yourself, I think, is something that is major in the process of being able to shake your dirt.
Can you tell us an example, apart from your own example, one of your the students that you work with?
Yeah. So I had a student that 4 generations, none of her family had ever graduated high school. So imagine four generations, nobody ever graduated high school. So for her to not graduate high school would have been no problem. So for us, I mean, my mom would be upset, but in her family, it wouldn't have been a problem. But what she was able to do with some of my mentoring is she didn't allow the obstacles that her family went through to stop her from accomplishing her goal, and she graduated high school, Esther.
And what kind of techniques did you use for that process?
What I do is I like to take a person, so it's not only young people but adults as well, is I like to take a person back through the steps of their lives. And I do it through my program has interactive activities. So I do activities that make them think of the different dirt situations so that they can see them. And then sometimes when you see it and you realize what you've gone through, you can process it in a way that you can make sure that moving forward, that issue is not something that will get in your way and be a stumbling block. So going through your journey, what did you go through as you were going through life, and how will it affect you?